What's up, y'all? We're back in the cut. I was gonna record this video inside because it's an Apex card and like ain't no one watching this shit realistically, but it's such a beautiful day, bro, and the sun's out, and I swear to God, when the sun's out and that shit's in your skin, it just makes life worth living, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna break this shit down, starting off with a fight that happened, or that got put on this card like a week ago. Classic UFC. Cody Brundage versus McConico. McConico got cooked up by Ruzaboyev in the second round. Just kind of got TKO'd. And Cody Brundage, he's a guy that I always root for, to be honest. He's always like an underdog. The UFC used to, at least, kind of feed him to the wolves all the time. But now they're giving him a lot more favorable matchups. And he's a fun fighter, bro. Every Cody Brundage fight I've seen, besides like the Cedric Dumas one, has been a fun one, you know, like the dude scraps. He's a wrestler, but he comes to scrap. Got a lot of finishes. Had that great slam against Zachary Reese, and his last fight against Gautier, I believe. Ah, shit, my bad. Mansour Abdul Malik. It got overturned to a no contest, which I'm really happy about because that shit was BS, bro. The fact that they gave him the KO victory, it was hard to see, so I get why the ref didn't step in, but Cody Brundage was doing good. They were scrapping, going at it finally, after a slow kind of first round. And then, Malik had a sneaky little headbutt that fucking, like, if you watch the replay, it was a legit headbutt that rocked Brundage, and that led to the finish, so I'm glad that got overturned. But before then, like, he was a huge underdog, and it was pretty fucking competitive. I thought his boxing looked a lot sharper and kind of crisper than normal. It seemed like he had more, like, decent fight IQ. I will say his chin has never been his strong point. So McConico could crack him, but I don't see shit from McConico. He beat my boy my boy Maki Padello. But he didn't look very threatening on the feet, you know, not very explosive, not the best wrestler, just kind of like mid all around. So I think Cody Brundage is the more dangerous fighter by far, and so I'm gonna go Cody Brundage by first round TKO. Fuck it. And he usually does good in these short notice fights. He's always training. He's in Vegas, you know. So that's the pick. Next up we got, oh shit, I'm on the main card. Next up we got Gabriela Fernandez versus Julia Storyarenko. Stolyarenko, actual one-trick pony, bro. Fucking armbar bust. But she's good at that goddamn armbar, bro. She's gotten it on a lot of female fighters. She's like the 2025 Ronda Rousey. Fucking judo toss and headlock. These women couldn't handle it, bro. They didn't know how to defend that shit. Same with my girl Julie's arm bars. Fucking snatching up arms left and right. That being said, I think she loses this shit. They're doing her dirty with this matchup. Gabriela Fernandez is Brazilian. Those guys don't usually get armbarred. And she's fucking good, bro. She fraud checked Wang Kong, who a lot of people are really high on. Dropped her ass, I think, with a head kick, and then submitted her. Like, that's a huge win. That's a very impressive win. I think she's solid. I think she beat Carly Judice, who I rate very highly too. Yeah, she did. Those are two phenomenal wins. So yeah, I'm going this Gabrielle Fernandez chick by like second round knockout. Maybe ground and pound TKO. Maybe she finds the sub even. Next up, Rosa Medic versus Gilbert Erbina. I like Erbina, man. He's one of my favorite guys on The Ultimate Fighter. I don't really know why. I guess just because he was kind of like a fluffy Mexican type build, and he seemed like a cool dude. and he's always kind of like an underdog. I'm glad he's at welterweight. He was definitely not a middleweight. But yeah, he's just kind of like a poor man's Brian Battle. I think Luke Stracy said that, but it's very true. He lost the Ultimate Fighter. He was doing well in like the first round against Brian, and then kind of gassed out and got submitted, I believe. But that was on short notice. And then he beat Orion Koski, I think, or maybe lost. He's lost a couple. He hasn't had a lot of wins in the UFC. Yeah, knocked out by Charles Radke isn't the worst thing in the world, you know? I do think he's, like, not the worst fighter ever, but I think Uros Medic is pretty nasty on the feet. His grappling is definitely a hole in his game, so maybe Gilbert could take him down, find some success there, but I'm gonna have to go Medic by, like, either third round TKO or decision. I'll go third round TKO. I think Medic is pretty fucking nasty on the feet, long limbs, uses them well. I think he came back against Semmelsberger, or did Semmelsberger come back against him? That was an insane fight though, both of them were fucking cooked at one point. Lost to Boriano Suliano, that's not a great look. He knocked out Tim Means, that's a pretty decent win. Yeah, he did win against Semmelsberger, but he was getting cooked up. Yeah, I'll go Medic by third round TKO. Next up, Jocelyn Edwards versus the zombie, Priscilla Kachetta. I'm gonna go Jocelyn Edwards, aka Leon Edwards' sister. And she got the same fatty boom batty as Leon, bro. Them hips don't lie. Them fucking jeans. They got good ass jeans, bro. Fuck Sydney Sweeney. The Edwards family has got some strong glutes, bro, and that's the best base for MMA. Everyone knows it. Just look at Pereira. But yeah, Cachoeira, she fucking sucks, but she has a lot of power, and she'll fucking find girls' chins every now and then, just kinda rip a KO, but she has zero ground game, and that's something Edwards has been working on a ton since she got kinda exposed by Jessica Rose Clark. So I think Edwards is gonna grapple and probably submit her, honestly. And then on the feet, she's very technical, but she had a great win against Chelsea Chandler. Her last fight out, she just fucking cracked her with the right hook, like legit 6 times in a row. Just right hook, right hook, right hook. Dropped her ass and then followed her down. Yeah, she's been looking better and better. So I'm gonna go Jocelyn Edwards by second round sub. Or maybe TKO ground and pound, but I'll go sub. Next up, Elijah Smith versus Toshinomi Kazama. Kazama's kind of a wild dude. Very wild fighter. I like his look. He kind of looks like, I don't know, some like cyberpunk type character, like some apocalyptic future, like Mad Max type vibe. And he's just like running shit, you know? This little gremlin that's like fucking robbing people and doing cyber crimes and shit. Elijah Smith, he was a pretty hyped up prospect, but my boy Vince Morales, yeah, project him. It was a very close fight, could have gone to Vince, I feel like, but that's the unfortunate thing about my boy Vince Morales. He keeps getting in his second time in the UFC after getting cut. He just had so many fights where he almost did enough to win, but just not quite enough. Like, he's very good, but just not good enough to edge out the close victory. But yeah, Elijah Smith didn't really impress me in that fight, honestly. I think this is a closer one than the odds will say. I'm assuming Smith is a pretty big favorite, but he's definitely the safer pick. Kazama's a little too wild for my liking, you know. I think Smith's gonna be a lot more locked in, probably uses grappling, his wrestling, and win a kind of boring decision. Next up, Julius Walker. Early triggers going up. Julius Walker versus Raphaela Kachetta. I'm gonna go Julius Walker. I saw him, if y'all know Frosty, the UFC 5 YouTuber. I guess he's like a sports game YouTuber, but he made a video where he's training with Julius Walker, and it was kind of cool. I fuck with Julius Walker. He's got good energy, good vibes, pretty funny dude. He knows the MMA guru. He's tapped in, and he had a great fight with Alonzo Menafield. Very close fight. I do think he lost it, but impressive showing. I think it was short notice too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that shit was short notice. And he nearly beat him. Very long, lanky guy, good striking, very well rounded. And Capoeira, man, this guy, bro, like he's not terrible on the feet, but the dude, the second he gets backed up, he's like me, bro. This motherfucker is actually like me. He just like puts his guard up and tries to like, he doesn't even really try to move and like duck and roll and do all that shit. He just puts his hands up and begs that they don't fucking find his chin, and then they always do. Like, this dude has no ability to, cut the cage. Or not cut, you know what I'm saying? Like, cut angles, get away from the cage, don't get backed up. The second he gets backed up and pressured, he just puts his hands up and gets fucking TKO'd. So I'm gonna go Julius Walker. I'd be surprised if he gets caught and flatlined or some shit, but yeah, I'll go Julius Walker by like first round knockout. I think Julius is pretty good. Next up, Eric Anders versus Christian Leroy Duncan. This interesting matchup. I like Eric Anders. I always root for him. I remember listening to him on the Joe Rogan Experience talking about his fight with Khalil Roundtree, and it was real as fuck, bro. He's like, yeah, I got whooped. He's talking about how much it sucked, and it was just very relatable, bro. He seemed like a cool dude. And he's got some of the biggest goddamn arms I've ever seen in the UFC. Like, I feel like his bones are like twice the size of a normal human's bones. He's just a thick motherfucker. No homo. And yeah, he looked good in his last fight against Weidman, honestly. The only thing is he's slow, bro. He's so fucking slow, especially on the feet. And he used to be known as kind of a marauder, just like cracking big meaty hooks. But lately he's been using his grappling a lot, and I think that's what he's going to try to do this fight. But Christian Leroy Duncan has pretty fucking good takedown defense. That being said, I think he's overhyped, bro. Like, he used to be insane and doing all sorts of crazy shit, but he kind of became this like low output kind of fighter that kind of plays it safe and then throws one spinning back fist every now and then, like he kind of lost that crazy style. I hope he brings it back. I think if he does, that unpredictability will fuck up Eric Anders, because he's gonna be a lot shorter, a lot less reach, and a lot slower. So I think if Leroy Duncan comes in there like fucking Squidward when he was doing that little like dance at the rave SpongeBob was throwing, and he just fucking throws his little noodle arms around and gets him biting on fakes. Bing, 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 bing. Like, just fake it, and juicing his shot wisely. I think if he mixes it up, throws a bunch of shit in Eric Anders' face, I think Eric will just have to kind of cover up, maybe shoot. But yeah, I trust in Leroy's takedown defense. I think he's going to get it done. I'll say it by decision. A lot of people are going knockout on this one, and I could see it, but I don't know, the last couple fights, I feel like Leroy Duncan has kind of lost his killer instinct, So I'm going to still go Duncan by decision. Next up, Miles Johns versus Gina Matsumoto. Yeah, I'm gonna go Gene Matsumoto. I kind of like this matchup, honestly, because I feel like these guys are both the same fighter in a way. Gene, like, he's a little more sharp and technical on the feet than Miles Johns. But this guy, Miles Johns, man, he fucks me up, dude. Every fight he's in. Sorry, my bad. Every fight he's in, he just kind of lulls all his opponents into the same exact fight. Kind of a boring decision where he just does enough and shoots these like kind of nothing takedowns, and lands a couple hooks every round and just wins like a boring ass decision. And he fights on the back foot too. He's always like countering. And Gene Matsumoto, it's like, yeah, he's kind of a jiu-jitsu guy, but he chooses to strike. They have somewhat similar builds, I think. Yeah, Gene's 5'5". So I'm excited for this one. I do think Gene will probably get it done. He made it very close against Rob Font, who I still think is a very good bantamweight. I think Rob Font would piece up Miles Johns. And yeah, I just don't see Johns being able to lure Matsumoto into his style of fight that he does with every other fucking opponent. I feel like Gene's gonna kind of put his own pace on him, not really playing his dumb game and probably game playing pretty well. Get a somewhat boring decision victory. There's a B right next. I think it's a Carpenter B, so I think I'm alright. But I don't know, motherfucker still scares me, bro. Bees are so cool though. Shout out bees, man. They do so many like cool things besides just honey, like pollination and all that. It's imperative to nature, bro, but we're kind of fucking them up. Next up, Andre Fili versus Christian Rodriguez. You know the take I'm gonna have on this one. Fucking Fili is anything but a prospect at this point. So Christian Rodriguez should totally fucking lose this fight. But I love Fili, man. I root for him every time. It's kind of hard to pick him these days, even though he did look great against Nathaniel Wood. He had a very, very close fight. I think he dropped him like once or twice, and I was very impressed with that. But it's just the chin, man. He'd be leaving his chin open. He'd be throwing a lot of flashy shit, a lot of good kicks. Okay, boxing. He's a long-rangey guy. But, it just leaves that fucking chin open, dude. I don't know what it is, but he gets caught in, like, so many of his fights. And I don't think Duncan's gonna catch him. I don't think Duncan has that much power. He's more of a volume kind of pressure guy, which I could see him having success with that style against a guy like Fili, who's pretty big for featherweight and has a pretty big cut. I do think that's how he wins, honestly. It's just grinding out Fili, using the wrestling, the grappling, and his cardio advantage, and just putting a lot of pressure and pace on Fili, making him work. But I think Fili's gonna have the danger advantage, for sure. I think Christian's gonna have to respect Fili on the feet more than Fili's gonna have to respect Christian, but it's a tough one, dude, because Fili's been looking alright. The only thing is like the grappling. A lot of people said he put his head in that guillotine against McWeasel or whatever caused him, and he kind of did. He also kind of didn't, but he also kind of fucking did, and it was bad. So we don't love to see that kind of IQ. And the craziest thing is, like, this guy fucking trained under John Donner, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how long, but he's like a Donner guy. And if you're fucking, he's like a purple belt under John Donner, which means something, It's like if you're that level of jiu-jitsu and you're putting your head in guillotines, it makes me a little bit worried about C-Rod, because C-Rod has very good grappling. That being said, I think he has a lot better defensive grappling than offensive grappling, like against Bashi and What's his name? The fucking kid with the face. Oh, I'm blanking on. Oh, Raul Rosas Jr. Against those guys, it's like his scramble ability and his takedown defense is what won him those fights. And his cardio also. But I've never really seen him offensively grapple that much. Dude, the more I talk about this, the more I kind of want to pick Feely. You know, it's like more dangerous on the feet for sure. I don't think he's getting chinned by C-Rod. And on the ground, like, yeah, C-Rod doesn't really offensively grapple that much. And he did against Rosa and got fucking tarsed, you know? Ugh. Dude, I was gonna go Christian Rodriguez, but I'm rethinking my pick. Do I go Feely? Dude, I feel like he could win, bro. Oh, he's 35. It's not the best age. 74-inch reach versus 71. He's got a 3-inch height advantage. Fuck it, I'm going Feely. 29-28 split decision. I think he's gonna maybe hurt C-Rod in the first, second round, and then kind of get taken down, and I think his cardio's gonna kind of fail him in the third, and C-Rod's gonna take over, but I'm going Feely by split decision. Man, yeah, I was gonna go C-Rod in that one, but we're going Feely, fuck it. Next up, we got the featured fight of the night. Angela Hill versus Yasmin Lindo. I love Angela, bro. She's just like a vet, man. She's a cool-ass chick. She's pretty funny. If you see her Instagram, she was making a joke about the Connor fucking meat weight thing. And yeah, good Muay Thai. She's been more of a grappler recently, doing a lot of jiu-jitsu competitions, like really fixing that hole in her game. I mean, this fight has split decision written all over it, and I feel like if there is a god of split decisions, it's drawn to Angela Hill for some reason. Like, Angela Hill is their either strongest or weakest soldier, you know, every time, except for I think one of her last fights against Caitlin Souza, I believe. She might have won by split decision, but up until then, every split decision she was losing, bro. It was fucked up. And I feel like it's that time again, you know, she's due. Split decision gods are calling her name. Yasmin Lisindo's pretty good. She's kind of like, okay, you know, I think a lot shorter than Angela Hill. No, there's no way Angela's 5'2". I swear she's fucking taller than everyone at strawweight. Oh yeah, she did beat Marina Rodriguez. That's a very good win, but it was a close-ass fight. Yeah, I mean, Lisindo's pretty fucking good. Oh yeah, lost that boring-ass decision to Lemos. I think Lemos would definitely kind of fuck up Angela Hill, so yeah, I'm going Yasmin Lindo by split decision. Next up. We got Steve Erceg versus Ode Osborne. This was originally Steve Erceg versus Alex Perez, then Steve Erceg versus Young Song Park, which would have been a great fight. I was so excited for that. But then they fucking pulled him to fight Tatsura, get subbed in 2 rounds, and dropped. But I still don't think he's that bad of a fighter. And then now my boy Ode Osborne stepping up, which what an opportunity for Ode. You know, I'm kind of excited for him. Because I like Ode, dude. He's always a fun fighter, like every fight he has. He's pretty much just a striker. His grappling is not that great. He has a sneaky good win against Charles Johnson. I think he's a little bit of a Michael Johnson type, where sometimes he'll get cooked by like an ass fighter, and then every now and then he'll just find a fucking great KO or just have a great win. On the feet, he's good, bro. Like, he's not that bad on the feet, but Steve Erceg, before he got in the UFC, was primarily a grappler. Like, he was known for his grappling, and that is Ode's one area of weakness. The dude does not have the best grappling in the world. And yeah, I think Steve Erceg is definitely, I think even on the feet, Steve Erceg's got that great jab, great hook. And he was keeping it competitive against Moreno, you know, it wasn't like he got smoked. He's only losing to the best guys in the division. I think out of the recent, you know, like 3 or 4 fights Brundage has had, I think Erceg made it closer with him than anyone. You know, like the dude's good. He just has had a bit of a rough patch in the last couple fights. So yeah, I'm going Steve Erceg by like first round submission. Maybe second round, maybe just to feel him out in the first. But I think if Steve is smart, he's fighting for his contract. You know, he's 0-3, so I think he's going to play the smart, take down O'Day and fucking get the sub. So I'll go Erceg, like late round 1 submission. Sorry. Next up, we got the main event of the evening. Roman Dolidze versus
Anthony Hernandez.
I'm gonna go Hernandez. I think this is kind of a tough fight. If you made this matchup like, I don't know, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, this would be the easiest Anthony Hernandez pick of all time. Because Roman had terrible cardio, like his cardio was ass. But lately, dude, it's been looking really good. I've been impressed with Roman. I always pray on his downfall. I always pick against him. But he keeps fucking... I picked goddamn Anthony Smith against him. Because I thought Smith would be able to beat this guy on the feet. And he was cooking up Anthony Smith on the feet, like... He's been impressing me.
Same shit. Oh, sorry. Same shit with Marvin Vettori. I thought Marvin was gonna cook him up on the feet like he did in their last fight, but you can see the improvements that he's making, especially in the cardio. He low-key looked more fresh than Mr. Vettori at the by the end of the fight. So I think he's fixing a lot of the holes in this game. He's a really good jiu-jitsu guy, not a great wrestler, and he kind of has slow, kind of sloppy striking, but it works. Like, it's effective, and he's figured out his game. You know, he knows how to defend well on the feet. He's a very dense guy. He's like one of those Georgian dudes that are just fucking... Something about these Georgians, man. Why are they so dense? Rob, Ilya, Roman Dolidze, like, they're all fucking... Oh,
sorry, got a bit interrupted there, but yeah, it's like Roman was looking fucking... I like the improvements he's making, is all I'm saying. Like, he's put together a bit of a win streak. He used to be ass, in my opinion, but these days he's looking pretty good. And he's got phenomenal jiu-jitsu. Very kind of creative jiu-jitsu. I know he's a jiu-jitsu guy before he like got into MMA. And I heard Craig Jones talk about grappling with him, and he was like, yeah, he's a pretty legit dude. Now, on the other side, Hernandez is on a 7-fight win streak. This dude is a monster. He's got such a fun, like, grappling style, which is rare to say, but the way this guy, like, he's not dealt the biggest, you know, the best genetics. He's not a fucking Kamaru Usman that's insanely strong and just gonna take you down at will. He's kind of a fluffy, you know, little dude. Kind of a lanky guy, but he's able to take down these great grapplers like Brendan Allen, and he just like rides them very well, no homo. And he loves his front headlock, bro. He has this like nasty kind of side guillotine, the one that he got on Rodolfo Vieira. He's yeah, he loves that fucking guillotine, his front chokes, his tarses. But it's like, dude, are you really going to submit Roman Dolidze? I guess you could say that about Vieira gassed out, and Dolidze's been looking great cardio-wise. So I don't think he's going to front choke or guillotine Roman Dolidze. And then on the feet, he's, you know, got a lot of pressure, and he fights kind of like a Chad. Like, he goes in there, bro. He's technical, but he's not fucking sitting around faking and faking. Like, he's going in, putting pressure on you. Definitely not the strongest, you know, most powerful guy. But he's got very good volume, decent boxing and good Muay Thai, good elbows, good knees. So it's like, yeah, if this was 3 years ago, I'm going Hernandez all day. This is a fucking, like, beautiful matchup for him. But today, the only issue with Roman, I feel like, is the cardio. I think he's got the jiu-jitsu to defend all of Anthony's attacks. I think he's got the strength to defend the takedowns for sure. I think he's going to be a lot stronger than Hernandez. And on the feet, I think it's going to be pretty close. I think he's going to have the power advantage. I think he might even, like, rock or stumble Anthony once or twice, because Anthony, you know, he has a decent chin. Like, it's not bad by any means, but he's a little bit reckless with the way he strikes sometimes. And I could see Dolidze just catching him with some odd shit that, like, puts him down or hurts him. And it's hard to go against, like, it is a weird matchup, but the more I think about it, the more kind of excited I am. Just because I don't really know how this fight plays out. I'm kind of excited to see, like, whose jiu-jitsu is going to prevail, whose striking is going to prevail. Because, yeah, I think it's very similar leveled. I think it's a very close fight. I am leaning Hernandez just because the dude's been looking better and better every time, and I do think that win against Allen is pretty good. Like, you know, beating Kopylov, that's a good win, but, like, the dude's a striker. I kind of expected that shit to happen. And, you know, that being said, he didn't look amazing against Brendan Allen. Like, it was a decent performance. He definitely won the fight, but not a whole lot happened. And it's good to know that he can kind of grind out one of those decisions. But, yeah. I don't know, dude. I literally don't know. This is such a tough one to pick. I think I'm going to go Anthony Hernandez by, like, 48-47 decision, using his wrestling, getting positional advantages, and maybe coming on strong in the last couple rounds. But I think Dolidze is a very live dog. I think if you're looking for any dog to put a little bet on, I would go Dolidze, honestly. The dude's been making sneaky good improvements. His only loss, I believe, in recent history was to Nasruddin Imavov, and Imavov, he gassed out in that fight, and Imavov still just kind of clinched him up. Didn't really do a whole lot, if I remember correctly. Well, let's see. That's crazy. He lost to Trevin Giles, bro. Get my boy Officer Trevin Giles back in the UFC. Come on, man. Yeah, he fucked up Phil Hawes. Literally snapped his knee and then just brutally knocked him out. That was rough to watch as a Phil Hawes fan. I had a crazy fucking calf slicer TKO against Jack Hermanson. Knocked out Chris Dawkins. I forgot about that. And Chris Dawkins is not bad, dude. He was fucking up Kevin Holland even before that, but lost a decision to Vittori, which is kind of boring. It's just kind of mid-loss. And then fucking knocked... Oh yeah, Kevin Holland got injured. He fucked up his rib. We'll count that as a win now. And then beat Anthony Smith on the feet over 3 rounds. And then beat Mark Vittori on the feet over 5 rounds. Avenge that loss. Like, the dude's only losing to fucking, in recent history at least, Nasruddin Imavov, who I do think would beat Anthony Hernandez, honestly. So, I'll go Hernandez by, like, close 48-47 decision, but again, I don't think Dolidze is a bad dog at all. So yeah, the card overall, it's alright. I mean, I wish Usyk had a better opponent. I think it would have be a lot better of a card, you know, if that were the case. But there's some good fights. Duncan and Anders is probably going to be fun. I like Christian Rodriguez, Sirot, and Andre Fili. I think that'll be a fun fight. There's a couple sneaky good ones on here, but overall, it's a bit of a mid-card. I'd give it like a 3, probably. But I do think there are going to be some violent fights, some fun fights, like the last card. Last card, fucking... Oh, it's so sad, though, dude. The fact that Ribovic and Brenner and Rumbecki or whatever, Rebecki and Duncan didn't have a crowd to watch that fight is so sad. So sad. So yeah. decent card. For an Apex card, at least. Kind of looking forward to it. But I'm very looking forward to 319. I think that's going to be a great fight, or great card. So, yeah, still going to watch this one. And, yeah. Have a great night.